Hi there. Are you ready to watch top 15 of the most touching animal rescues? I hope you are. Here are 15 more heroes that rushed to help when they saw these creatures in trouble and did what they could when they could to save their lives. Let's get started. An elderly couple found a lonely dog in the field and turned to DAR Animal Rescue for help. It is completely unclear how this unfortunate dog ended up here. The poor thing was exhausted and covered in thorns. It was even difficult for her to walk. A rescuer from DAR Animal Rescue immediately took the dog to the vet. The dog was about 14 years old and had a list of senile diseases: cataracts, blindness, heart problems, otitis, and much more. An elderly lady was left in the clinic for treatment, and they carried out the necessary cosmetic care. Gradually, the dog started to feel much happier. She began to eat well and felt much better than before. After long days of treatment and recovery, the old woman was ready to go to a new home. She was adopted by the same elderly couple who found her. They had all the conditions that would make the elderly dog comfortable. The doggie was named Lisa, and now she lives happily in a new caring family. This guy fell into a deep well, and in order to save him, the guys from Rescue Tea, Animal Rescues India, had to apply new technologies. They lowered into the well a grid attached to a telescopic pole. The tired dog grabbed at it right away. He swam in the well for 12 hours, and he knew that they have come to save him. He was very tired, but also very happy after he was raised to dry land. Two men during their trip to the forest noticed a deer, which fell into a natural trap. He got tangled in horns and a rope stuck on a tree. The poor man was scared and tried to free himself from the trap, but all his attempts were successful without. Then one of the men slowly and gently pulled the deer to him and began to cut the rope with his knife. He tried to cut as close to the horns as possible so that the animal wouldn't get entangled again. At first the deer was calm, but then it began to get nervous. When the rope was cut, the forest friend immediately rode off into the wild. Let's hope he'll be more careful in the future. The guys at Ocean Conservation Namibia always run very fast, but even they were surprised how quickly their new crew member caught up with the seal. The guys noticed a puppy with a piece of plastic around his neck, and Denzil caught him first.
He's fine.
The puppy was active, and fortunately, the plastic had not yet injured him. He was noticed on time and saved. At the same time, another member of the team, Antoine, caught another puppy with the thread around her neck. Judging by the wound left by the thread, the poor fellow had been in her fetters for several weeks. A deep cut formed on the neck, which could lead to serious consequences if the rescuers had not noticed her in time. A young couple from Florida's wildest channel went to South Everglade to catch several pythons and take them out of there. But they were met with a wounded owl in the middle of the night. Chris and Gabby regularly save wild animals in trouble, and when they saw this owl, it could not fly, only jumped from place to place. It was not difficult to catch the poor bird, but at the same time, the bird was strong. She gripped on arm painfully, and the pain of her grip was felt through protective gloves. The unfortunate horned owl had a broken wing. The wound was relatively fresh. The couple decided not to hesitate and took the victim to the nearest outpost. In the morning, the bird was sent from the outpost to the Wild Bird Rescue Center, and judging by the severity of the wound, there she will spend all her time. But now, she will not be alone and will always be under supervision, love, and care. Rescuer Meg from the Mega Baddie channel received a message about a flying fox sitting on power lines. But unfortunately, she could not find that poor thing that day. But the next day, she received a new message about a flying fox in the same area. Most likely, it was yesterday's guy. The baby sat on a tree in the middle of the day and was rather weak. Meg carefully picked up the miserable bat and wrapped it in a blanket. Having examined the poor fellow, Meg gave him apple juice. He was tormented by thirst, and he drank with great pleasure. It was not clear what happened to this guy, judging by his appearance. His right leg seemed not functional, and so he was taken to an x-ray. The x-ray showed that bones were fine, but the organs were not quite right. The experts found out that this is a spinal injury below the wings. The poor man was given the name Waterloo. Half an hour after the x-ray, he woke up and began his treatment. Let's wish good luck to the brave Waterloo. The unfortunate little elephant was lost and could not find her mother. The baby was reported to the Kenya Wildlife Service. They decided to wait a few days in case the mother would return for her baby, but this did not happen. Adult elephants came and went, and the child was left alone. Then the rescuers boarded a plane from Nairobi and flew to Masai Mara where the baby was. The baby was exhausted. She was without food for at least 5 days. She was loaded onto a plane and sent to Sheldrick. Upon arrival at the place, the elephant began to eat. She was very hungry. There in Sheldrick, she was named Olorian. The next morning, she was placed in a large stable to help her acclimate and enjoy the sun. For 2 days, the baby got used to the place and ate off. Then she was placed in a kindergarten with other elephants, where she found new friends. Now she even goes for walks in the forest with other elephant friends. A girl from Kamal Chowdhury Snake Rescue Team came to the rescue of an Indian village. A huge poisonous snake crawled towards them in black and yellow stripes. The snake was hiding near a brick wall and was hidden by plants and tarpaulin. The rescuer, without a drop of fear, pushed the tarpaulin aside. He boldly grabbed the poisonous snake with an iron hook, lifted her by the tail, and gently stroked the snake on the scales. What courage! The snake appreciated her affection and was absolutely calm. The rescuer lowered the snake to the ground. She was passive, but after some time, the snake began to erupt from itself another snake in length no less than herself. The eaten snake was of a different kind, but also very large. When it was over, the girl again raised the snake without any fear. Even in spite of what she saw, the girl was brave. After the release of another snake from herself, it was clear that the creature felt much better for her. Apparently, dinner with another snake was too heavy for her. At the end of June, off the coast of Lipari in Italy, a whale entangled in a fishing net was detected. He was in serious trouble, and the biologists working nearby called the Coast Guard to help the poor fellow. Rescuers promptly cut the net. The whale did not resist getting aid from divers. He calmly awaited his release and was grateful to the people who rescued him.
Back it up, up.
Nets are dangerous for any sea inhabitants and even for whales. This entangled whale floundered off the coast. He was a hostage to the barring net and could not free himself. Fortunately, people from the organization SeaWorld came to his rescue. The people tore the net with a special hook to free the whale tormented by it. The guys from 2 boats did everything to free the poor sea animal. This was not an easy task, and after a while, they succeeded. And the poor exhausted animal, feeling freedom, immediately gained strength and sailed further into the depths of the ocean. On June 13th, 10 whales washed ashore of one of the remote Scottish islands named Loch Boisdale. Local residents and a volunteer from the Marine Rescue Service helped the whales get out of the shallow water. The whales were very ill. They lay on their backs and made mournful sounds. They cried for help. Their bodies stuck to the surface. Water was sorely lacking. People turned over the poor fellows and helped them get to a deeper place. Fortunately, all the whales were safely released and sailed off into the ocean. A couple more seal rescue from Ocean Conservation Namibia. The guys caught 2 seals at once. For the first seal, his neck was entwined with a thin piece of nylon thread. It cut very hard in the skin. The wound was serious, but fortunately, the seawater did not allow the infection to happen. The second puppy was more fortunate. His neck was not heavily entwined with a piece of net, and he had not yet been wounded. When the guys released the boy, then surprisingly, he did not run away. He wanted to spend some time with his rescuers. The seal even let himself be stroked, and soon went back to his friends. While fishing on Lake Marshmiller, the family noticed a terrible sight. A bear was swimming in the lake with a plastic can on his head. Without hesitation, they sailed to him, and after a few attempts, they managed to remove the bottle from the bear's head. The family was very happy that they could help the bear, and the bear himself was able to calmly swim towards the shore.
Yes! Gotcha. Yeah, go.
We saved our little bear!
Good job, buddy.
The most dangerous thing when saving a skunk is not to scare the animal. Otherwise, there is a great chance to smell awful all day. A man noticed a little skunk in his backyard. The kid was lying in a flower pot and could not get out of there. People say that skunks are not the best climbers. Then Todd decided to gently overturn the pot with a brush on a stick, while keeping his distance. The plan worked brilliantly. The skunk was not afraid of the overturn and was able to crawl out quietly, going on his business. But not only dogs suffer in the streets, there are a lot of homeless cats that need people's love and care. Look at this unhappy boy with his injured ear. He is so dirty and depressed. After such a terrible life, the poor animal couldn't believe he would be okay, and that these people wouldn't do him any harm. But he could trust. He didn't even resist when the rescuers were washing him. He became so happy and relaxed when people were stroking him. It turned out that Teddy, as he was called, needed immediate medical care. He had some problems with his kidney functioning as the result of his living in the street. So he had to undergo the surgery. Teddy's recovery took 7 months, but now he is completely okay. That's all for today. I really hope you enjoyed watching those people in the videos. Please give them your likes, subscriptions, and maybe donations. And I want to advise you one channel where you can see much more marvelous cases not only about animals. Watch Amazing Things channel and subscribe. There will be lots of the coolest content for you. Bye!